Hello everyone, this is lesson 10. We are approaching the end of this unit, and this lesson is about function notation and solving problems. So basically it's the same thing with lesson 8 and 9, just working with function notation this time. And then I'll put a calculator here so that we'll make some graphing. And when you look at this page, when you turn the page, you'll be so happy because it's only one page long. So this will be a very short video. Okay, let's start. Using function notation. In lesson 2 and 3, we solved problems about relations defined by an equation. In this lesson, we solve problem where function notation is used to define a relation, which means it's the same thing. Instead of writing y, you write f of x. And then in the calculator, you just type y. So in lesson 3, some of the question is like this. Okay, a candle manufacturer found that the long last candle melted according to this formula. So h is the height of the candle is decreasing and t is hours. So h is measured in centimeters. Initially, when t is 0, you can see, plug a 0 here, the candle is 12 centimeters high. And then as time goes by, it decreases by 2 centimeters every hour. So this relation between height and time is described by an equation, and then we can use a function notation to represent the above. A relation is a function because each input has only one output, so you can write that as a function notation. If every input is only one output, if it is a function, you can use function notation. So whenever you see something defined by a function notation, it's assumed the understanding is it is a function. So we can write instead of h, now I write h of t. Okay? So when you see something like this, you know it just means the same thing. It just emphasizing h is a function of t. H varies according to t, so h is depending on t. And when you see this bracket is not like multiplying, it's not h times t, it has nothing to do with that. It's just a notation. And with this notation, if you plug a 4 there, h of 4, it's saying, well, t replaces by 4, which means what happened to the height when the time is 4 hours later. So using function notation, you can write it this way. It's like a short form. Okay, so let's answer this question, and that's it. I'm not going to scroll anymore. That's all for this lesson. Example number 1, and then the last example. The candle manufacturer find that using this formula, the only thing we change is using h of t. Okay, so using that's a function notation. So you can use gh, you can use any letter. So the function now, the name is function h. This is a function notation represent h is a function of t, and then your independent variable is t, is time. Okay, so it's like your x is t, your y is h of t. That's your x and y. So use a graphic calculator to sketch it. Okay, so take a graphic calculator, you sketch. The graphic calculator can only put x and y. So we'll just type y is negative. Use the negative sign, not minus. Okay, let me do an error here. If I make a mistake here, if I put minus 2t plus 12, okay, you can't put t, you can only put x here. You graph and then you see, oh, syntax error. So go back and change it. Okay, when they say quit, you say quit, and then you go back to change it to a negative, and then it will be fine. This is the standard window. You always go back to Zoom standard. Okay, so this is standard window. Well, I need to see a little bit higher. Okay, because I don't see the y-intercept, so I only need to change the y max. Let's double it. Change it to 20. Okay, so you have this graph. Well, if you look at the grid they give you, how come they have so little on the negative? Because it doesn't make sense to have negative time. It doesn't make sense to negative height. Like after you burn the candle, it doesn't go negative height. So it doesn't work that way. So we can change the negative to really small. So let's change it to that. All right, -2, just show a little bit of negative so you still see a little bit of that, not right against the edge here. So you see something like that. So let's sketch it over here. So it will be like that. All right, let me ask you, which 2 point you'll be interested in? Well, you're interested in the y-intercept. In this case, will be the h-intercept. I'll write h of t here, and you'll be interested in t. Okay, notice I don't write t, I write t of h of t. Well, the question asks you first find out h of 5. So let's trace. So go to the calculator, trace 5. So what's h of 5 means? It means what is the value of h when x is 5, when t is 5? The answer is 2. Okay, so I have this point here. This point is 5, 2 according to my calculator. So according to my variable is t and h of t. Okay, and since t is 5, so it's h of 5. h of 5 give you 2. h of 5 give you 2. What's the meaning? After 5 hours of burning, okay, 5 hours, the height of the candle is remaining is 2 centimeters. Okay, the pen doesn't write very well. That's not my handwriting. Okay, evaluating the following, explain each of their significance. So what's h of 0? Well, h of 0, so go here, h of 0 is the y-intercept. That's 12. Okay, h of 6 is 0. Oh, h of 8, -4. Okay, well, let's try h of 0, because we have a 0, 12 here. Okay, that's my y-intercept. Here is my x-intercept is 6, 0. All right. Now, even though in 8, they give you -4, but it doesn't make sense. So because you can't have -4 centimeters, you just can't. So we write this is undefined. Okay, you can't burn the candle is burned after 6 hours. Okay, significant. So initial height. So this is 12. The significant is initial height. Initial height. Okay, after 6 hours of burning, the height is 0, which means the time that it lasts when you burn the candle. How long will it take for the candle to burn down to the height of 7? Oh, remember what you need to do? When you know the height of 7, okay, height is, when you know the height, that's equal to 7, you don't know t, well, there's no direct way to plug in a calculator. You need to do it indirectly, which you type, go here, you type 7. Isn't it y equal to 7? Well, y is h of t here. The function notation represents the y. So here we go. You have an extra line. And then since there's only two functions, when you do second function, calculate. And then which one you choose? You choose intersect. First curve give you y1 here. Second curve, they will pick y2 because there's 2. And then they want 2. They will pick the 2. And then the answer is 2.5. So 2.5 hours later, the candle will burn down to 2.5 hours. So make sure you know which variable are you working with. It's not 2.5 centimeters, right? X is the time, so it's 2.5 hours. Y is the height, so it's 7 centimeters. You need to know what you're doing. Separate X and Y. Read them carefully, don't mix them up, and then interpret them. Suggest an appropriate domain and range. Domain, all right, is the domain is the time. It's burned from 0 to 6 hours. Okay, and then all real number because it's continuous data. And then for the range, okay, so this R represent range, this R represent real numbers. So math is amazing. 0 to, you can either write height, well, let's write height of t is 12. Okay, when the height is takes on any intermediate value. This represent is a continuous function. All right, so that's the end of this lesson. Hope you like it, and then you try the homework there using your calculator, and then you have lots of fun. We're almost approaching the end of the unit, and then make sure you once again keep on top of all your work and do really well in your tests. Okay, good luck. Bye.